Good morning, guys. How are y'all doing? I hope y'all having a good morning. It's about 6 a.m. right now, fixing to be daylight here pretty quickly. Wanted to see how y'all were, see what y'all's thoughts are about this Laken Snelling girl. The one that her baby was found in her closet in a bag with all the stuff from cleaning up. Like she tried to hide evidence and clean up, she told the police. Why would she do that? You know what? This thing might take a smack turn on us. In Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken, this self-managed abortion stuff, trigger warning, is legal there. I didn't know this. It was based on, if we go by, you know, because everything always comes out about everyone when they get put in the spotlight, right? We know that. We know that's coming. We didn't know what we were going to hear because of her age. She was so young, right? 21. But did I think it was going to be what we're hearing now about people having to move schools because of this girl? Like, she was that threatening? Like, honestly, did she really try to run someone over with her Jeep? Like, are all these things that we're hearing true? Man, right? We've only done one video. We were the first one, I think, to do a video on this case, actually. And we kind of let it just go because we wanted to see what was going to pan out down the road. You know, it could take a couple of months to get results, but is there a timeline? Like before, you know, you can practice this abortion law or whatever this thing is. I never even knew you could practice self-management like that. I thought you went to a doctor and discussed that with the doctors. I didn't know that was something you could do from home. It's really mind-boggling, though, because we have to stop and look, okay, why would she have done it this way? Why did it end up the way it ended up? Right? It's heartbreaking, the sad tragedy. You know, evidently the father, they don't know who the, well, I'm sure they know who the father is, but we don't know who the father is. But did they, evidently they didn't know. Because, I mean, I'm assuming that if they would have known who the father was, if she'd have known who the father was, that person would have been involved, right? Involved in it. Then we wouldn't be trying to get testing from people. Evidently, according to sources, she hadn't been dating a new guy long enough, so they're pretty sure it was the first guy. I don't know. I'm not going to use names because these people are young. I'm sure their names are plastered everywhere, but I mean, if you're randomly given samples, you didn't know that child was yours. You probably didn't even know nothing about the child. But then you got the new guy, which you're trying to play it off, right? Let me just tell you what a source has told me. What was that noise? That a source has told me. That was loud, wasn't it? Damn, it sounded like the barn door fell off, but it is. I don't know. That's kind of weird. That's when the cattle knocked something over. Anyway, I'm trying to think. It's bugging me. That was. Oh, you know what it is? I bet you that cat Tinkerbell. I bet she knocked that feed scoop off again. I got a feed scoop. Yep, she's knocking it off. She's playing with it. I knew it had to be something. That Tinkerbell, man, she's her barn. That's her barn, boy. You don't mess with her barn. Everything in there is like her domain. Seems like she loves it in there. Yeah, so when we rescued out of that culvert, that Ruby found that cat in that bad storm, we rescued. Ended up keeping her. But anyway, like, one of the things that I'm hearing is that she was trying to basically make it look like this first guy the newer boyfriend, um, evidently, was she trying to treat him like he was possibly the father? I don't know. Some people had said she took these photos where it looked like they were taking baby pictures. How come he hasn't spoken? How come this guy hasn't spoken out? Or has he? I don't know. We're not chasing this case 1000%. Sorry. It's sad and tragic. But I think they're going to determine, once they can determine what happened with this child, why it passed away, I think that'll give us a better understanding of the charges. A lot of people are hyping it up like there's going to be more charges, but there's no proof of no charges yet. I mean, do I think that she lives in fairy tale land? Yeah, I think she's Nancy Grace hit it on the head. I think she thinks she's like a Barbie doll, and she thinks her life is like this fairy tale life, and fairy tale is not reality. I think that as she's gotten older, she still wanted to be younger and wanted to be able to, live this crazy fairy tale life. And I don't know. I guess she thought maybe she was going to be able to do beauty pageants and be a cheerleader forever. I have no idea. But the one thing she did know is that she was pregnant. I mean, she knew that. But why conceal it? Why do it the way you did? Okay, I think what happened was she was trying to figure out, maybe waiting on trash day. This is a rumor probably, but that she was waiting on trash day before she put the bag out there. Now I don't know how someone would know this unless they had first-hand knowledge of it, but that's why I kind of just took it as a grain of salt. But we learn little things and we hear little things. We can't believe everything we hear. We know that. But, it would make sense in a way if she, like, the way she did this, how did she do? She must have had some kind of knowledge. I mean, yeah, I'm sure now you could probably go watch a video on how to deliver a baby, I'm sure. But there's no doctors. Like, okay, I always thought that, once you did the home test, that it was immediately you go to the doctor, right? And you get everything and make sure everything's good, you make sure everything's correct, and then you get everything set up, and then you get a date, and, you get a date of delivery date, and then, you pick out baby names, you get registered, you do all these things, right? That's how I thought it worked, but, I'm a man, so, but I do have 2 daughters, and I know how it went with both of them, and we were immediately at the doctor as soon as the home pregnancy test positive. Immediately at the doctor. So I don't know how, or if she even had a doctor. Did she have a doctor? I don't know. Some are saying no. Some might be saying yeah, I don't know. But I know that we haven't heard anything about she had a doctor. She'd been going to her appointments. She had been getting an ultrasound. I don't see all that. And that was missing to me in the beginning of this. And why is the dad not aware, right? Why is the father of this child not aware? Or are they aware? And they're just keeping it from us? That wouldn't make sense, because the answer to that question would be, why would they be taking DNA from another guy if her current boyfriend thought he was a dad? But I don't really know. I don't know. Seems like she dated athletes. It's a shocker to me. How can you do all those cheers knowing that there was a baby growing inside you? How can you put your body through that? Think about it. Tumbling, flip-flops, hitting the floor, like, that's dangerous, like, to me. That shows automatically the neglect was there from the start, right? I think that's easy to see. I mean, watching those videos of her holding that girl up, right, in the air, that high up on top of a pile, like, if she'd have fallen, right? Like, just the thought of that makes me realize that this girl was in fairy tale land. Like, I guess she thought she was invincible. I don't know. It's sad, heartbreaking. What's going to come out, right? Are we going to learn that? Is it going to be a... I mean, it's so hard to determine what's going to come out of here because she admitted it. I mean, if she hadn't admitted it, it'd be one thing. But, I mean, as the charges stand right now, it's only like 1 to 5 years. If only the charges that are filed now stick, it's only 1 to 5 years and a $10,000 fine. That's all she's looking at. Slap on the hand. Now, if this baby was born and breathed air, and she just put it in a bag and put it in a closet in a panic, that's not going to be a good outcome. That's basically she won't ever get out. That's going to determine that autopsy. The final conclusion of the autopsy is going to make or break this case, because there is testing they can do. Y'all know that about the liver and the lungs. There is testing they can do to decide if this child breathed air or not, took a breath or not. I mean, the thing to me is, like, everything that she was doing with the cheers and all that, and was she partying still? Was she, like, I don't know. There's so much that we don't know in this case versus what we do know. I'd like to know why she's not in jail now. I think maybe because the charges are so minimal. But if the charges are so minimal, why was the bond $100,000? You know, why such a high bond if it's a 1 to 5 year sentencing? Like, that's telling me they know way more. I think what happened is I think she blurted everything out in the beginning and then backtracked her story once she had a lawyer. But if she admitted to cleaning up, disposing of all the evidence, why would she be focused so hard on hiding everything and make it want to be like this child was never born if she was innocent? If you're innocent, then she'd have had doctor's appointments. She'd have known when this baby was going to be born. She'd be at the hospital giving birth, right? Her parents would be there, their grandparents. Like, this would be a celebration. I'm not seeing none of that. And I don't think her parents are even speaking out, to be honest. I don't even know if they're talking. I know that there's people that know her from high school that say what a bully she is and this, that, and the other. Just because y'all know me, I do not agree with bullying. I've done videos before. I don't like bullying. I think it's not right. It's evil. So yeah, there should be nobody should be bullying anybody. But you know, if what we heard, like I said, about the Jeep and all, my gosh, she's like a little monster, a little evil monster, if that's all true. I don't know. I think it's wake-up call time. I think we should know something here in the next few weeks, I would believe, on the autopsy. Because, I know it could take up to a couple of months, and it is a pretty relatively new case, but I think they'll know something pretty soon. The next few weeks, I think. If not sooner. Hell, it could be today. We don't know. But, I mean, once they get them back, it depends on what the results are and how they're going to take steps forward. But, to learn some of the things, like the baby was cold and who called, right? Who called? Evidently the boy, right? Isn't it the boyfriend or somebody like that called? I don't know. I don't know if they've said it. I know they haven't really, I don't think, come out and said who called. But evidently it's somebody that the boy or was just all part of the plan. Did she feel guilty and, tell somebody? Like, you know, like you hear the text message of the baby was whimpering. Do we know that for a fact? No. Thing is, you know, until law enforcement puts it out, it's kind of hard. Like we learn a lot, but like I don't know. Has somebody seen proof of that? Have they seen the text message? Have they seen the timestamp? Like that's the thing. You know, are those things provable? Because on this one, you really gotta be careful on this case. Because we don't know exactly what happened yet. But prayerfully they will, and if justice is needed, which looks like it's going to be done. If she did exactly what people are saying out here she did, yeah, that's pretty heartless. Pretty heartless. You know, she was a wannabe Barbie and all these things that people are saying. She was obsessed evidently with Barbie, obsessed with the fairy tale life. You know, you just makes you wonder, right? Because go back and look at the John Benet Ramsey case. Look how the mom was, right? Everybody talks about how mean she was. John Benet Ramsey's mother. You know, she was a beauty queen, and she was also had pushed her for the pageants. She was also in those pageants when she was younger. And they do have a different mindset. They do, and it's not always in the movies that you see them, sabotaging this girl or that girl because, they're going to beat me. Like, I do believe that people try to do those stupid things, really, over a contest. Not worth it, but I'm sure people do it. It's sad. Sometimes winning becomes the most important thing to some people, and in this case, I think it was more or less that she was somebody that always got her way, somebody that if you weren't good enough, she didn't hang out with you or acknowledge you. If you weren't on her level, like I'd like to know, does she have any really good like best friends, or was everybody kind of looking at her the same way as these other people? Like she was a bully, I don't know, because there's not very many pictures where she's with girlfriends, very few. And I don't know if those are girlfriends or family, but it doesn't look like a typical college cheerleader where she'd have like 20 girlfriends, right? And pictures of all her friends, and they'd always be with a group of friends and the cheer team or whatever. Like you're not seeing that here. And maybe they're keeping that stuff private, I don't know, but what's going to come of this, right? Wasn't it a baby boy, I think they said? It was a little boy? Oh, heartbreak. Poor child never had a shot, huh? Sad, there's so many people that would have taken that child. And we don't know yet. Maybe it was born that way. I don't want to jump the gun. It is a baby's life. I don't want to jump the gun and say she did it when we don't know that yet. Like, that would be a hard thing to put on somebody if they didn't do it. Now, my opinion is that she knew exactly what she was doing. That's my opinion, but I can't prove my opinion. We can just go based on hearsay, see-say, right? What law enforcement has told us. She admitted to hiding evidence. Okay, if you're hiding evidence, then you're hiding a crime, right? To me. And I think that's really where I got it from, because if they say you're hiding evidence, to me, then that means a crime was committed. Because evidence, right, is evidence. And that's what you look for when you're a crime unit, right, is the evidence. So we have to kind of go with that. That's what they put out there. Is it gonna? I know it's becoming a huge thing. Everybody talking about it. And I did see Nancy Grace. Thank you for emailing me. Let me know she did that. I didn't even know she made one. But to see her talking about her as Barbie and this, Nancy Grace just tells it how it is. She don't care about hurting feelings or nothing. But that's good, because sometimes you need those people that are just going to come out and say it as it is. Because some of us, we try to be careful and we don't want to hurt a bunch of people's feelings, or I'm a little softer, I think. Part of me wish I could be like Nancy. Man, I wish I could just say that to people like that, blunt, straight out. Like, but man, I just can't do that. Now, if I knew they were 100% guilty, I probably could. But God, what's gonna come of this thing, right? What are y'all's thoughts? Y'all thought is this child was born alive or not? That's really what is gonna make or break this case. Like it's gonna make the difference to whether she serves 1 year or life. You know, that's a big difference. You're talking about getting out of there in 1 year to 5 years, or being there pretty much your whole life. Like I believe Christina Famella, I think she's going to be in there for a long time, at least 30, 35 years, I think. I think they're going to make an example out of this woman. I think they have to. I think it's time. There's too many of these women that are being busted now. Seems like there's more female teachers in 2025 getting caught than male teachers. And they're saying that they know they can get in trouble, and they still do it. That's what don't make sense. If you know it's wrong, it's wrong. God, that's another story in itself. So many teachers, and man, I hope they get them all. Lock them all up, throw away the key. You know, throw the DP on the table for one of them and let them freak out. Maybe it'll wake people up, right? I know that'd be a little harsh, but hey. Got to make something to make it stronger sometimes. Make people not want to do it. I mean, it's always going to happen, I'm sure, but sad. But anyway, prayers for the truth in this case, and hopefully we learn the truth about this Laken snelling girl and what really happened. The thing is just about the truth. What happened? You know, some people just can't admit it. Some people hide from it. I still don't understand how you tell law enforcement what you told them, that you hid evidence and tried to clean up the scene, but then you plead not guilty. Make it make sense. Oh well, I think the truth will come out eventually in this case. We'll keep following it and see what happens, but it's going to determine on that autopsy, on those final results. That's what's going to come to. Which I believe they are doing a lung and a liver test. I'm sure that's kind of the only really way to learn. And can it be, right? I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see. It's sad to think about. It's a heartbreaking case. Either way, it's a heartbreaking case. Whether this child was born that way or whether she actually just stuck this kid in a bag after he was born and allowed him to go to heaven that way. That's punishment needs to be done to the fullest. Prayers for justice, prayers for truth, right? That's what we could pray for. All right, guys, daylight's coming. We got to get out of here. We'll talk soon. We love y'all, guys. Trigger warning as always. Remember that, times 100 million. Allegedly, these are my opinions. Take it as a grain of salt. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Y'all know that, guys. All righty. And y'all's comments, of course, are y'all's and y'all's alone, not to reflect the channel. We do our research together, though. We are a big Hardo family. But let me know what y'all think. Y'all think that she did this, or it was an accident, or it was born this way? Like, what do you think? I don't really know what to think in this. It's kind of hard. I think something bad happened. And we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to say that yet. So, y'all guys be good. We love y'all. We'll talk soon. All right. Bye.